The following sports special is a broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR, Martinsburg. It's time for the fun of a summertime tradition with Little League All-Star Baseball. Play ball! Today's Little League All-Star action is being brought to you by
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, Bechtel Jewelers, Delegate Sammy Brown, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Berkeley County Health Department, Procter & Gamble, Delegate Paul Espinosa, Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, and Skinner Law Firm.
And now, let's go to the ballpark and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
We are in South Charleston, West Virginia, where tonight it's a semifinal in this 10 to 12-year-old West Virginia State Little League All-Star Tournament. The Jefferson County All-Stars taking on the Hurricane All-Stars. The winner will advance to a state championship matchup tomorrow against Man. For Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller. Along with Matt Crawford, we've got Logan Nichols as our studio engineer. Well, Matt, it's a rematch of a game played on Sunday in the winner's bracket, and if this one is as good as that one, we are in for a very good game here this evening as Hurricane came out with a 2-0 victory in that one, but Jefferson has battled through that elimination bracket to set up this matchup here today.
If we get a game like we've had the last three games, we're in for a good matchup. This was just the first of what turned into be a very good three-game spurt for this Jefferson County team after a so-so performance. If they got the win in the first game of this tournament against Charleston Central, but if they play the way they have been, I don't see why they can't beat anybody left in this tournament. But again, that's only this Hurricane team and Man.
Well, let's tell you how each of these teams has reached this point of the state tournament. Hurricane comes in 7-1 overall in the postseason, 2-1 here in state tournament play. They opened with a 3-0 win against Bridgeport on Saturday, and then on Sunday scored that 2-0 victory against Jefferson. After a day off on Monday, they came back last night to face Man in the winner's bracket. You might call that the winner's bracket semifinal, and it was Man getting a 3-2 victory. Hurricane was behind 2-0 in that one, managed to get it tied at 2, and then ultimately gave up the game-winning run. Matt, it'll be interesting to see how they respond now dropping into the elimination game today.
And that's a tight game, so I assume they're going to come in ready to kind of bounce back from that one. And although at the same time you could see them kind of still down in the dumps a little bit at this age bracket, you are either going to get one of those two types of personality when you're talking about this age group of baseball player, just this age group of athlete. Either way, you're going to get the ones that want to come back and bounce back real quick and avenge that loss from last night. And you're probably still going to have the couple on the team that are disappointed in how things went last night, and it's going to be stuck in their brain.
Meanwhile, for this Jefferson team, they are 7-2 on the postseason as a whole. They've gone 3-1 here at the state tournament. On Saturday, scored a 9-5 victory over Central Charleston. Then that 2-0 loss against Hurricane. And then on Monday, started a game against Summersville and took a 1-0 lead, only to see the game postponed a couple of hours by rain and lightning, and then stopped as a result of a power outage. The game was resumed yesterday, and it was a 2-0 win over Summersville as today's starting pitcher Tanner Lukens combined with Ryan Kelly, who was able to help finish it up, and Matt Day threw a combined no-hitter.
Yeah, that's one that they're going to remember, not only because it's a no-hitter, but because of just the circumstances in which you just talked about and having to come back out and finish a game halfway through and still having the mindset to go out and, hey, they truly picked it up where they left off, and I think that's a hard thing to do in sports, no matter what level you're at, no matter what the sport you're playing. It's a hard thing to do to come out the next day and just try to keep up the intensity, and they did just that, and that's going to be a special moment for them they're going to remember for a long time.
And then they carried that momentum into Game 2 yesterday, scoring a 2-0 win over Barbersville, and Connor Smith was equally as strong as he threw a complete game to lead Jefferson to that 2-0 win.
Yeah, he pitched lights out, and we've seen him pitch big in big situations. Obviously not a whole lot of wiggle room in a 2-0 game for Jefferson, and we saw him pitch very well, going 4+ innings in a game that was for the district championship against Martinsburg. So he's come up in big situations and come through in both as well.
So that is how we have reached this point. Jefferson and Hurricane in an elimination game, a state semifinal. The winner moving on to play man for the state championship beginning tomorrow night. Now let's take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll begin to take a look at today's starting lineups. This is Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
We only make home loans, so we better be good at it. And we are. It's that simple. With our focus solely on mortgage lending, you can come to us with peace of mind knowing that your mortgage loan is in good hands. As one of the nation's largest private lenders, our focus is on helping you get into your new home.
We welcome you back in to Little Creek Park, getting ready for today's state tournament matchup between Jefferson and Hurricane. Matt, as we take a look at the starting lineups, we'll do it in their entirety here in just a moment, but let's go to the pitching matchup first. We were wondering whether it was going to be Brady Rigney to get the start in this one, or Weston Smith, as the two combined to get the shutout in that 2-0 win against Jefferson on Sunday. Turns out it will be Smith who will get the start, and I guess if needed, Rigney may come in relief.
And I don't think there's a bad choice either way. Both pitched very, very well, and maybe still a case where even though you're in an elimination game, maybe still in a way trying to make sure that you have the guy you want if you have to go into that championship game and win back-to-back against a man team that you've seen already. So maybe with the fact that they've seen man, they like, if they win today, what Rigney would bring, and just kind of thinking in advance a little bit.
Meanwhile, Tanner Lukens has pitched very solid here in this state tournament. 3 2/3 innings, no runs allowed on 1 hit. He has struck out 3 and has not walked a batter, and they look to give the baseball to him. They thought that he was going to be able to continue the suspended game yesterday from Monday night, but found out he could not because he could not pitch in a sequence of 3 consecutive days. So with the day off on the mound yesterday, he gets in his apparent rest requirements, and now he gets a chance to come back out here and see what he can do in this one.
Lucan's a good competitor. We've seen him do just about everything on this team. We've seen him come off the bench and come in late in games and get quality time. We've seen him as a starter in the outfield, in the infield even, and we've seen him be on the mound, and he's a versatile player. There's a bunch of those guys that are just well-rounded baseball players on this Jefferson team, and he's one of those guys, and hopefully he's one of those guys that can come out in a big situation and just throw strikes.
We will see how it plays out as we are getting ever closer to today's opening pitch. It's scheduled at 6 o'clock. Looks like we'll be closer to 6:05 as right now the umpiring crew, a 4-man crew for this one, going over the ground rules here with our managers. We'll have an introduction of the starting lineups. We'll pause for the national anthem and the Little League pledge, and then we'll have today's opening pitch and play-by-play. Right now, a chance to take a look at the starting lineups. Jefferson will again be the visiting team. Hurricane will be the home team. And for Hurricane, they are directed by Todd Rigney as their manager. Sam Odell and Jeremy Sutton are their coaches. While for Jefferson, Chris Kinsler is the manager. Sam Roberts and Robbie Shipe are the coaches. Let's give you that starting lineup first for visiting Jefferson. Left fielder Trajan Kinsler is in the leadoff spot. Batting second is the catcher, Sam Hefner. Batting third, shortstop Ryan Kelly. In the cleanup spot, playing first base, Connor Smith. The number 5 hitter, third baseman, Cole Smith. Batting sixth in right field, Aubrey Hobson. The number 7 hitter, center fielder, Brady Roberts. Batting eighth and pitching, Tanner Lukens. And the number 9 hitter, second baseman, Jackson Earl. Miles Hoover, Jet Gross, and Xander Granados round out the roster for Jefferson. Now for Hurricane, shortstop Wesley Sutton is in the leadoff spot. He's followed by the second baseman, Carson Odell. Batting third and pitching, Weston Smith. In the cleanup spot at first base, Zane Quentrell. The number 5 hitter in left field is Aiden Ogletree. The number 6 hitter, third baseman, Brady Coleman. Batting seventh in center field, Brady Rigney. The number 8 hitter, right fielder, Keegan Sack. And batting ninth and doing the catching is Larry Hodges. Hodges had a big double to drive home a pair of runs yesterday in that 3-2 loss against Maine. Pretty good production out of that number 9 spot in the order, and that's something both of these teams, I'm sure if you look back through their postseason runs in the area, district, and now state tournament, they've had different guys up and down the lineup step up and make plays.
Yeah, and that's what you need if you're going to get to one of the 3 teams left in the state. You need production 1 through 9, and we've seen it firsthand with Jefferson. They put a bunch of different guys. I don't think there's anybody except maybe Hefner and Ryan Kelly who have stayed in that 2-3 spot that have been the same in back-to-back games. I think that shows a lot of versatility among every team down here.
All right, let's talk about it. We were back at the hotel putting our stats and information together and preparing for this one. And what was your statement to me about run production in this game?
The first team to 4, I think, has a very high probability of winning this baseball game.
And the reason for that, when you look at the state tournament so far for each of these teams, Jefferson has played 4 games and has scored 13 runs while giving up 7. So that's an average of just a little better than 3 runs a game right now for this Jefferson team.
But take out the outlier of 9 in that first game.
That's true.
That is a large out. In one game, they had 9. So think of that outlier.
Yeah, 4 runs in their last 3 games, and 2 of those were victories by 2-0 scores. Meanwhile, for Hurricane, they've played only 3 games in the state tournament, and they've outscored their opponents, are you ready? 7-3. 3-0, 2-0. Those were wins and scored 2 runs in a 3-2 loss. So they haven't scored more than 3 runs in a given game here in this tournament. Now, both of these teams have shown that, in the right situation they can score. When you go back and look at area and district play, Hurricane had as many as 15 runs in a game, and guess what? So too did Jefferson. And of course, Jefferson scored a 10-9 victory over Martinsburg to reach this state tournament. So, each of these teams has shown in the right situation they can score some runs.
And I think another thing to look at is the different ways in the game in which they've scored runs. Jefferson, throughout this tournament, has been more of a front-heavy team where they've scored earlier in the game. And this Hurricane team, we've seen a lot of those runs coming in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. So I think it's interesting to see that even if Jefferson were to jump out to a lead, coming back and tying a game or taking a lead wouldn't be out of the ordinary for Hurricane.
We'll see how this one plays out. The starting lineups just now being introduced to the crowd on hand, and you hear the Jefferson crowd just to our left as we are down the left field line. Our camera is actually in the corner to our right so that it's giving us our best angle from this vantage point looking across the field, so you can see in the distance Jefferson lining up coming out of that third base dugout and down the third base line in the white baseball pants with those maroon jersey tops, white lettering and trim. Jefferson across the front of those jersey tops, and they wear the white baseball cap with that maroon bill and the emblem for Jefferson County, JC, on the front of that cap. Meanwhile, in the dugout off the first base side, waiting for their starting lineups to be announced, Hurricane, and they go ahead and use the same name that the high school team uses, the Hurricane Redskins. So their jerseys are the white pants along with the white jersey top. They have the red sleeves and then the red lettering and some black trim, and it's Redskins in cursive across the front of their jersey tops, and then they wear the red cap with a red bill and that white H for Hurricane on the front of that cap. If you haven't seen the games here or haven't heard us talk about it, these fields are turf surface fields, and that includes the plate area, the base paths, and the outfield and warning tracks. The only dirt on the fields the pitcher's mound. The dimensions, from what we understand, are 200 feet all the way around, so that's down both lines and in straightaway center field, the symmetrical field, and pretty standard to see the dimensions at 200 feet. There is the yellow plastic piping that goes on the top rail of the chain link fencing that wraps from the dugouts all the way around the outfield fence and then back down to the other dugout. The backstop not very deep here, Matt. We've seen runners advance from, say, a first to second, or even a few from second to third, but not many have been able to try to score from third on a pass ball or a wild pitch.
Now, with the catcher sitting behind home plate and the umpire behind him, I guarantee you if that umpire were to twist that upper body and reach back, he's probably close, if not touching the backstop. So you have to get a pretty good ricochet off the backstop to go up one of the lines if you want to score from third, which is tough because of the windscreen behind the backstop, so you're not getting a whole lot of weird bounces either.
One more thing to talk about, and that is the sun, Matt. Here in left field, it is beating right down on top of us. We're back under a tent just a little bit, but for the left fielder in particular, I'm sure shortstop, even center fielder, pop-up fly ball is going to be tough to see.
Yeah, it's going to pose different issues to different positions throughout this entire game as it sets as well.
As we pause here for the anthem and the Little League Pledge, we'll take a 2-minute timeout and then return. It's Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Skinner Law Firm, we represent injured people and their families in West Virginia, Virginia, and Maryland. But at the core, this is a family business. Our family watching out for your family.
Call, email, or even text us 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or Sunday. And if you can't make it to our office, we'll come to you.
We'll move quickly to give you a free consultation for accidents and injuries.
Give us a call at Skinner Law Firm. We'll treat you like family.
Hey everyone, this is Delegate Sammy Brown. Little League State Championships are underway and our very own 10 to 12 All-Stars will be representing Jefferson County. I couldn't be more proud of our local athletes. And from my time on the field, Coach told me, hustle, hit, and never quit. And there's no doubt in my mind that you'll go in with the same passion and drive. So for me and my team, to you and yours, good luck and go get 'em. Paid for by friends of Sammy Brown.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
We welcome you back in to Little Creek Park, getting ready for this elimination bracket state semifinal, as the winner will move on to face Man in a state championship game tomorrow. Man is in the driver's seat after that 3-2 victory over Hurricane last night. Matt Mann has really 2 games to win, one, if you will, as whoever comes out of this matchup today has to beat Man not only tomorrow, but they would then come back on Friday for the, if you will, ultimate state championship game, and that would mean this team has to win 3 straight, a win here tonight, a win on Thursday, and a win on Friday if they're going to take home that state championship.
And if you're Jefferson, it's more than that. If you're going to do that, it's going to be 5 straight wins after dropping that game on Sunday. It's going to win Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then having to win Friday. So that is a tough row to hoe. And if you're Jefferson, the only thing you can say about having to face Man is you haven't yet. For this Hurricane team, if they were to face Man, they'd be familiar opponents.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a team that Jefferson has yet to see in this state tournament. It's the first time that this Jefferson team has faced a team for a second time in state play, but they should be familiar with something like that. They saw Martinsburg, 3 times back in area and district play, and were able to take 2 out of 3 in those matchups, as the only loss before getting to this state tournament came in that 7-3 decision against Martinsburg. But they bounced right back and were able to get that win over Martinsburg by a 10-9 final, looking to have that same kind of thing happen here, a 2-0 loss against Hurricane back on Sunday in this state tournament, and a chance to exact a little revenge, if you will, if Jefferson could come up with the win in this one.
And if you're Jefferson, you got to like the decision for Hurricane to go with Weston Smith. While he did pitch very well coming in relief in the first game that these two teams played against each other on Sunday, and you did hit him a lot more than you hit Brady Rigney. And Weston was on the mound when it was the hit by Ryan Kelly that almost made it a one-run game. So I think you're liking the decision to see Smith on the mound, and hopefully you can keep up what you saw in the 6th inning in that game on Sunday and started early in this one. Again, Jefferson not foreign to scoring runs in the top of the first inning. We've seen that a lot so far in this tournament.
Well, you mentioned Weston Smith in that game on Sunday in relief against Jefferson. He went 2 1/3 innings, did not allow a run, gave up 1 hit. He struck out 3 but also walked 3, and 2 of those 3 walks came in that 6th inning. And then the hit came from Ryan Kelly. It looked like Jefferson was going to get a run on the board with the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at second, but a great relay from left field to shortstop to the plate, getting the final out at the plate and bringing that game to a close. Well, we are finally ready to go here, and the first pitch of this game in there for a strike to Trajan Kinsler, and our first pitch coming at 6:10. Kinsler in the right-hand batter's box. Big, tall right-hander on the hill. Weston Smith is ready, and that next delivery just outside. Our count now at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Kinsler actually stands on that left side of the plate.
My apologies. Left-hand
I know
batter.
everything backwards from where we are in the outfield, not sitting in the press box right behind home plate.
I knew those things were going to catch up with both of us at some point in this game. A wave and a miss at the pitch, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Left-hand hitter against the right-hander on the mound. I did get the right-hand pitcher right.
You did.
That 1-2 pitch, it misses high, a check swing. It's taken for a ball, and it's now 2-2.
And a good hold up by Kinsler. He wanted to chase that one up the ladder, but was very disciplined at the plate right there, able to hold up.
Kinsler 0 for 4 so far in this state tournament, looking for his first hit, try to get something started in this top of the first for Jefferson. Shows a good eye as he watches this fastball down low, and it's gone to a full count, 3-2. Nice at bat already by Kinsler. You're making Smith work, giving everybody a chance to see a little bit of what he brings. Here comes that 3-2 delivery, a called strike 3. That one must have caught the outside edge. Hard to tell from our vantage point, those inside-outside corners. But it was just a little under, belt high, and taken for a called strike 3.
Yeah, and I think by the body language, Kinsler wasn't sure on that one, as he kind of just stood frozen in left-handed batter's box for a brief second, not sure whether he was going to get to make the jog down to first or whether he was going to be retired.
All right, now it brings up a right-hand batter. That's Sam Hefner who stands in and takes, and the pitch just misses for ball 1. Hefner, 3 hits in 9 at-bats here in this state tournament. Awaits that next delivery. Smith to the plate. A breaking pitch, it looked like. Finds that outside corner. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Hefner has added 3 walks and a hit batter to his total. And when you look at his 3 hits, 2 have gone for extra bases. He's got a double and a triple. Watches this pitch that misses down low. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, base is empty. Top half of inning number 1 in this elimination game, a state semifinal. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch on the way. There is a called strike 2. Now, you mentioned that first game between these two on Sunday, Matt, and it was 12 total strikeouts, 9 against the starter Rigney and 3 against Weston Smith, who gets the start in this one. Jefferson's got to find a way to put the bat on the ball a little more in this one. Here's a swing and a pop-up foul out of play, first base side. Count will hold 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think the key is to try to put the ball in play early because you don't want to get in the mindset of 8 of the first 9 batters in that game on Sunday were out via the strikeout. So I don't think you want to get that in your mindset that could happen again.
Here comes that 2-2 in on his hands. He grounds it fair just inside the third base bag. Misplayed by Brady Coleman out in front of the bag. He came up on it just a little too quickly. It kicked off of the glove and into foul territory, and Hefner is aboard at first.
That was going to be a tough play to make because that was a slow chopper down the third base line to Coleman. And Hefner, some speed out of that batter's box. So not sure if that would have been an out regardless. I think that's probably an infield single either way.
Well, and I think that is the reason for the misplay, as Coleman was trying to rush to make sure he kind of got it and then was ready to make that throw all in one motion. And so the speed of Hefner on that slow bouncer helping him to reach an infield single, and now Ryan Kelly at the plate, and he takes strike 1. Kelly 5 hits in 13 at-bats we have here in this state tournament. It's been very solid at shortstop defensively as well. Swings and lines this one, but right at the shortstop. He'll throw in behind the runner, a high throw, bouncing off the fencing and right back to Zane Quentrill. Nice play by Wesley Sutton to pull in that line drive from Ryan Kelly for out number 2. Hefner holds it first.
Yeah, and Kelly is probably just shaking his head a little bit because he's made plenty of those plays at shortstop over the last couple of days and hit it hard, just unfortunately right out where Wesley Sutton was playing.
Now it brings up Connor Smith. He'll bat from the left side and stands in and takes a fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes. Smith at the plate, 3 hits in 11 at-bats here in this state tournament. That includes a double, a couple of runs driven in. He's drawn a walk as well. Watches this pitch that misses outside, and it's 2-0. Smith yesterday went 1 for 3 in that big 2-0 win against Barbersville, but he did his damage on the mound. He was outstanding. Here's the next pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. It's 2-1. On the mound yesterday, a 3-hit shutout. Wasn't overpowering, didn't strike out a bunch of guys, but he didn't walk guys either. And the defense played well behind him. Here's the pitch. This one lifted out of play and over into field B. Count now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Apparently it doesn't matter which field that Jefferson is on. They're going to foul balls into the opposite field. Did not see one of those yesterday go from field A where we are into field B where we were yesterday, but probably a dozen go from field B to field A, vice versa.
Very close to that. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Here it comes, and it misses inside. Glances off the mid of Hodges. The catcher tracks it down, but not before Hefner can take second base. So Hefner reached on an infield single and now moves up to second. That's probably a passed ball. That went inside, and just Hodges didn't get the glove over enough from our vantage point. Count now 3-2, and that 3-2 pitch is hit foul up the third base line. We'll do it again with the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming.
And now the second full count that a Jefferson batter has warranted this inning. And Weston Smith already up at 20 pitches.
The 3-2 again is due. Smith ready, lifts the leg and the delivery. Off-speed pitch, and Smith a nice job just to get the bat on it. Fouls it to the backstop, and it holds 3-2.
Yeah, he was well out in front of that pitch.
Ended up letting go of the bat there as he made the swing through the zone. Almost kind of threw the bat at the ball just to make contact. Another payoff pitch. Here it comes. There is that fastball down low, and it bounces away from the catcher up the first base line, but Hefner didn't get a good read on it and has to stay put. Connor Smith draws the base on balls. Jefferson has runners at first and second with 2 outs in the first. And that's an issue that Smith had, walking 3 in 2 1/3 innings when these teams met on Sunday. 2 on for Cole Smith, third baseman, number 5 hitter in the order. And the first pitch to him is down low for a ball. And Jefferson with a chance early in this one. But they'll need a clutch 2-out hit. At least get that ball in play, make that defense make a play. 1-0 delivery. Here it comes. That one is a called strike. Count 1-1 now on Cole Smith. 3 for 9 here in this state tournament. Has shown a good eye, drawing a couple of base on balls as well. 1-1 delivery. He fouls it to the backstop. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
This is one of the first times in this game so far that Smith's been able to get ahead of a batter. Jefferson's done a very good job of staying patient at the plate and waiting for the pitch they want. If they don't see it, just fight it off, or, again, just good plate vision.
Here's that 1-2 delivery, lifted foul and out of play off the first base side. Count holding, a ball and 2 strikes. Our game time temperature was listed at 79 degrees. Heat index added 1 more, feels like 80. Light breeze under 5 miles an hour. Ready with that next pitch. Smith misses down low and outside. That'll be a wild pitch as it goes to the backstop and the base runners advance. Hefner from second to third. Connor Smith from first to second. 2 in scoring position with a 2-2 count to Cole Smith.
And Weston Smith struggling to consistently find the strike zone early in this game.
The 2-2 delivery on the way, and it's a bouncing ball towards the third baseman. He's up with it, and that throw to first in time to get him. Brady Coleman able to play that one on a couple of bounces. Throws a strike to Zane Quentrell. It's in time to get Cole Smith. He'll bounce out 5-3. Jefferson threatens but does not score as they'll leave a pair in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the first. When we come back, it is Jefferson nothing. Hurricane coming to bat.
We only make home loans, so we better be good at it. And we are. It's that simple. With our focus solely on mortgage lending, you can come to us with peace of mind knowing that your mortgage loan is in good hands. As one of the nation's largest private lenders, our focus is on helping you get into your new home.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Tanner Lukens getting in his warm-up tosses as we move to the bottom half of inning number 1. Wesley Sutton, Carson Odell, and Weston Smith, top 3 in the order for Hurricane. They'll come to the plate to face Lukens, who so far in this state tournament has worked 3 2/3 innings, no runs allowed on just 1 hit, has struck out 3, and has not walked a batter. And that is the key right now, is not giving up free base runners. Jefferson got one of those in the top of the first inning on a base on balls, but a nice job by Weston Smith, able to pitch around that 2-out walk and strand a pair of base runners. See how Lukens fares. Again, they were hoping to be able to use him yesterday in completion of the suspended game from Monday night, but not able to do that because of consecutive days pitching. So one rule said yes, he can, but then they look through a second Little League rule and they go, no, now he cannot pitch. So that day off gives him an opportunity to get the start in this one. When you look back to the matchup on Sunday, we mentioned earlier Rigney and Smith as the 2 that pitched for Hurricane. Well, Lukens was one of 2 pitchers that pitched for Jefferson. Brady Roberts got the start and went 3 2/3 innings. Gave up just 2 runs on 2 hits. He struck out 3 and walked 2. And then Lukens came in, went an inning and a third, did not allow a run, gave up 1 hit. He struck out 1 and did not walk a batter. See if he can have that success here as Wesley Sutton stands in. Right-hand batter against the right-hander on the hill. And the first pitch bounced foul right in behind the plate for strike 1.
Few inches from being a real uncomfortable rest of the game for our home plate umpire.
I thought that got him in the upper leg area.
Upper inside of the leg.
Yes.
Yeah.
0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sutton on Sunday against Jefferson had a hit in 3 trips to the plate. Also reached on an error, had a run driven in, swings and grounds this one back up the middle. It gets past Kelly, the shortstop, and out into center field. Brady Roberts on it quickly, getting it in to hold Wesley Sutton to the leadoff single.
And a good piece of hitting by Sutton. He wasn't waiting on anything. He came out ready to swing in that leadoff spot and we'll see if that's contagious for Hurricane or whether I was just Sutton eager in that leadoff spot.
Oh, he did the exact same thing on Sunday. A single his first time up. Now, he eventually got picked off of the base paths. We'll see if he's a little more cautious here in this one. First pitch to Carson Odell, missing for ball one. Lukens ready with that 1-0 pitch. Popped foul, back over the press box and out of play. Count moves to 1-1. Odell went 0 for 3 against Jefferson on Sunday. That included a strikeout and a 6 unassisted to 3 double play. Grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice as well. Watches this pitch down low and away. 2 balls and a strike.
I see Sam Hefner going to go out and have a quick conversation with Tanner Lukens.
Yeah, making sure they're on the same page on this 2-1 pitch to Odell. A runner at first, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the first, no score. Jefferson in the field, Hurricane at the plate. 2-1 on the way, and that one just down low. 3 balls and a strike.
We saw a very wide outside of the zone yesterday, and I think so far Lukens has been trying that area a little bit, but a much tighter strike zone in this one.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, sharply hit on a couple of bounces past the third baseman Cole Smith, between him and the bag. Getting on it quickly, Trajan Kinsler here in left field. He gets it in to hold the runners to just 1 base. Runners at first and second after back-to-back singles for Hurricane.
And Hurricane came out swinging the bats. They've been successful in the first 2 batters, back-to-back singles, and Weston Smith now up, trying to help his own cause in a unique situation. Do you lay down a bunt here and try to get 2 guys in scoring position with just 1 out, or do you swing away? And that's what he's doing.
Swinging away, sends a fly ball into shallow center field. Coming in on it is Brady Roberts, reaches out, tries to backhand as he froze momentarily, trying to come in. Wasn't sure if he was going to get to it, and then as he got there and reached out, could not bring it in. He does keep it in front of him and gets it back in to hold the runners again to 1 base. But you now have Sutton at third with Odell at second and Smith at first. 3 straight singles to get the game started.
Yeah, and Roberts, you mentioned, hesitated as soon as that one he realized was coming towards him. Not sure if he was going to get there. Just didn't turn the glove over quick enough.
Zane Quentrell, the batter. He swings at the first pitch, lifts it in the air into the gap in right center field. A diving attempt by Hobson, the right fielder. He couldn't get it. It is Brady Roberts backing up on the play. He fields and throws through to the plate. A return throw from Hefner to third. Cole Smith trying to apply the tag there, but getting back in safely goes Carson Odell. So Wesley Sutton able to score on the play from third to give Hurricane an early 1-0 lead. Odell goes to third, Smith to second, and Quentrell aboard at first.
4 consecutive singles to start this game for Hurricane, and they are seeing the baseball very well, and hitting is contagious. See how far this can go, 4 straight. And if you're Jefferson, you got to try to stop the bleeding any way you can. A good job by the outfielders, even though not able to come up with the last couple of plays. They're getting the baseball into the infield quickly, and it could very easily right now be a 2 or 3 run game early.
1-0 is the Hurricane lead as Aiden Ochiltree stands in, and he takes down low, ball 1. That was a great play from Brady Roberts backing up Hobson, who made that diving attempt. Roberts with that throw to the plate, and that turned the runner around and almost got him at third. Well, swinging away, here's a sharp hit ground ball from Ochiltree, but right at the first baseman, Connor Smith. He fields it, throws to the plate, and they get the force out of Carson Odell. He's retired at the plate for the first out of the inning. 1 down, still a 1-0 Hurricane lead, and the bases remain loaded.
Good heads-up baseball by Connor Smith. A sharply hit ball down that first baseline. Did a good job of realizing there was a force play at home and quickly getting it there.
Now it brings up a Brady Coleman. Coleman, the third baseman and number 6 hitter, taking ball 1. Weston Smith now at third with Quentrell at second, Ochiltree at first. Pitch down low and away to Coleman, now at 2 balls and no strikes. Well, that big ground ball helping to get that first out and keeping a run off the board. See if they can do it again as this pitch comes up and in. He ducks out of the way, and it glances off the mitt of Hefner. 3 balls, no strikes, and there's no place to put him. Lukens has to find the strike zone here.
And I thought for a second that may have hit off the bat of Coleman, the way it kind of deflected that direction, but right now Cole Smith kind of in my way of making that call, so thanks for clarifying that, saying it went off the glove.
3-ball, no strike pitch missing down low and outside, and that is a bases-loaded walk. Brady Coleman gets the run batted in as it scores Weston Smith from third. Hurricane now with the early 2-0 lead. Still one out, and the bases remain loaded. That is going to get Chris Kinsler out of the dugout off the third base side. He'll head out to the mound. Let's see if he's ready to make a change or just trying to help settle things down a little bit for Tanner Lukens and this defense.
We'd like to see Lukens get out of the first inning, if nothing just for the fact that this is not a situation you want to bring somebody else in that probably doesn't have much time to warm up. The base is loaded, just one out. Only 16 pitches so far for Lukens, and yeah, it looks like he's going to stay in there. And hopefully he's still in the game mind-wise, kicking some dirt around the mound. It'll bring out Brady Rigney.
Yeah, both of these teams moving their lineup around just a little bit, getting some guys in different positions as Rigney went from the 4 spot to the 7 spot here in this one. Right-hand batter stands in, takes down low. That ball again getting by the catcher to the backstop, but again not very deep behind home plate, so the runners hold. 1 ball, no strikes. Rigney went 0 for 1 against Jefferson on Sunday. He did draw a base on balls. Was stranded at first that time that he reached. He takes an off-speed pitch here for a called strike. Now 1-1.
Much-needed strike. 6 of the previous 7 had missed the zone for Tanner Lukens. Good battle-back pitch to even the count up at 1.
Right now the middle infielders are back. The corner infielders are in with a 1-1 pitch taken by Rigney on the outside corner for a called strike 2. So Tanner Lukens a strike away from getting a much-needed second out in this inning. 2 runs in, Hurricane in front, 2-0, bases remain loaded. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss, he got him. So Rigney down on strikes, a big strikeout for Lukens, 2 away, and it brings up the 8th batter in the inning, Keegan Sack, the right fielder.
And if Tanner Lukens and Jefferson can get out of this inning after giving up 4 leadoffs, or 4 consecutive singles to lead off this game, or lead off the bottom of this first inning, that's going to be a success to only have a 2-0 deficit to go back to at the top of the second.
Sack in the right-hand box takes that first pitch for a strike. A nice job by Lukens after giving up the 4-pitch walk to Coleman to bring in a run. He has thrown strikes to Rigney and now to Sack. 0-1 pitch on the way. Here it comes. Swing and a well-hit hard line drive foul off the third base side. He was out in front of that one. And the count 0-2.
You see that power by Sack in the number 8 spot. It's definitely there, and he can send one hard somewhere, just about a half second out in front of that.
Now the 0-2 delivery. He swings and fouls it straight back to the upper portion of the backstop. No balls, 2 strikes it remains. Yeah, 2 runs scoring in the inning, but yeah, you get out of this only giving that up. Jefferson would have to feel good. 0-2 delivery. Again due. Off-speed pitch and Adam out in front. Sack goes down on strikes. How about back-to-back strikeouts for Lukens to strand the bases loaded?
Yeah, and back-to-back much-needed strikeouts. 4 straight singles to start the bottom of this first inning for Hurricane. They do get 2 in the inning. We'll see if Jefferson can battle back coming in the top of inning number 2 when we come back.
There you go. Inning number 1 in the books. We've got a 60-second break, and then we return with Hurricane leading Jefferson 2-0.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back-and-forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
If you missed us earlier on Miller Time, the Washington Nationals in a day-night doubleheader today against the Colorado Rockies after being rained out on Monday. And it was a run in the bottom of the 7th inning, lifting the Nationals to a 3-2 victory. So the Nationals have taken the first 2 in the series, and Game 3 of the series, Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader, about a half an hour away from first pitch at 7:05. We'll look to join that one in progress as we wrap up our coverage here. It's Little League All-Star Baseball from the West Virginia State Tournament. Aubrey Hobson standing in and has taken ball 1. Hobson, the right fielder, number 6 hitter in the order, watches this pitch that misses up and in. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, his first 2 pitches, very similar locations, just a little high inside, causing Hobson to take about a half step back off the plate.
Weston Smith has now thrown 30 pitches and misses inside with this one, and I'm not sure how that missed him, as Hobson was able to get out of the way of ball 3.
If we were watching a Major League Baseball game right now, I'd be thinking there was some bad blood between these two, and this was Weston Smith trying to send a message to Aubrey Hobson.
As it is, he's just trying to find the strike zone, and so far has not been able to do it. He does come back with a strike on the 3-0. Hobson was taking all the way, and it's now 3-1. Hobson, a couple of hits, 7 at-bats here in the state tournament, including a double and 2 driven in. He'll watch this pitch on that outside corner. It is a called strike 2. Nice job by Smith. He's battled back, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Smith's pitch count a little up from where you'd want it right now, 28. Through that first inning. Pitch number 34 coming out in the 3-2.
And a swing and a miss at a pitch down and in, and Hobson definitely late on that fastball.
Yeah, and I think when you get in that 3-0 mindset, it's hard to imagine a pitcher coming and throwing 3 consecutive strikes. So I think in the mind of a batter, you're thinking, all right, one of these is going to miss the zone, and you could tell that the Smith coming back with a little bit of zip on that fastball, and Hobson just not able to catch up.
So it brings up Brady Roberts, center fielder, number 7 hitter for Jefferson. 1 down, bases empty. Roberts in the right-hand box. The right-hander Smith on the hill. Catches that inside corner this time. That is strike 1.
Yeah, and Roberts looking to find some sort of a rhythm here, as he has struggled to get on base consistently or put together quality at-bats consistently.
We've got him 1 for 10. That hit a double here in this state tournament. Grounds this one back up the middle, and that is past the diving shortstop Sutton and out into center field. Rigney gets it back in as Roberts rounds first, and he's got a 1-out single.
And that'll do it right there.
Nice
piece of hitting right there, sent it right back where it came from.
Yep, nice way to do it, right back through the box. Good effort by the shortstop Sutton, ranging far to his left and diving, but that ball went almost right over top the second base bag. So a base runner with 1 down for Tanner Lukens. Smith taking a couple of throws with his third baseman Brady Coleman. Now we are ready for action again. Not sure what
there was a pause in action there for some reason. Not sure what it was. There's no special courtesy runner or anything.
No. So Lukens standing in, checks up at the first pitch and takes for a ball. That one a little up and away. Tanner Lukens looking for his first hit here in the tournament, 0 for 3, but does have a couple of walks. Has added a sacrifice and a run batted in as well. Watches this one down low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Jefferson threatened in that first inning. They left runners at second and third. Down 2-0 here in the top of the second inning. Have a 1-out base runner, and Lukens awaiting a 2-0 pitch. Here it comes. That one down low, and it is ball 3. That one snuck off the glove of Hodges, but went to the feet of our plate umpire. The runner at first, Roberts, didn't get a read on it, could not try to advance. 3 ball, no strike pitch. Swing and a bouncer foul off the fencing over towards the first base dugout. So Lukens gets the green light on the 3-0.
Do you remember when nobody got a 3 light on the green light on the 3-0, not the 3 light on the green 0? At any level of baseball, if I can get that out.
I do remember. Here we go on that 3-1, and it's fouled out of play first base side. And a good job again by Weston Smith to battle back. It's 3-2.
Now, which version of that do you remember?
I think it was the green light on 3-0.
Let's go with that one. That sounds better.
That payoff pitch on the way, and it's a bouncer foul first base side. Again, headed over towards the Hurricane dugout. It holds at 3-2.
And no count is safe for this Jefferson offense. 2 at-bats so far in this inning where Weston Smith has battled back from being behind 3-0.
Well, he got a strikeout on one. This one gets away as the 3-2 pitch works down low and outside. That's a base on balls, a second allowed by Smith, and it moves Roberts to second. 2 on with 1 out, and it brings to the plate Jackson Earl. Number 9 hitter, second baseman. Certainly a spark plug, you might say, for this team, as we'll get a visit to the mound. Todd Rigney, Sam Odell, Jeremy Sutton, manager and coaches for Hurricane. And as there is that visit on the mound, the Jefferson coaching staff with a chance to pull first and third base coach together with the runners on base. And they have their conference as well to talk about the situation with 1 down and 2 on. See how long our plate umpire allows the meetings to go, as he seems to be slowly stepping out behind the plate and working his way towards the green turf surface. And both of those meetings now wrapping up. Shortstop Wesley Sutton leaving his glove at the shortstop position as he went in for that meeting. Hey, it's hot out here. No reason to keep that hand in a hot leather glove, right?
Guess he never had the coach that said, respect your equipment, never leave it on the ground. Although I guess this is different than dirt or mud.
Right.
This is a completely turf surface.
Well, maybe he's leaving it right where he knows he wants to be. I'm going to go back and pick it up and stand right there. Well, action underway with Earl swinging at the first pitch, sends a fly ball into straightaway center field. Coming in on it, Rigney. He fields it and throws back in to keep the runners at first and second. Jackson Earl going after that first pitch, flies out to center for the second out of the inning.
Good read by Rigney. That sun, I'm guessing from kind of the angle we're at, I think looking up at a ball coming straight off the bat in center field right now, it's got to be a tough ball to track down. And a good job coming in and making that play look easy.
Back to the top of the order, Trajan Kinsler, the batter. He looks at a pitch down low for ball 1. Kinsler did a nice job in that first at bat, getting the count full at 3-2, but eventually got caught looking at strike 3. Smith lifts the leg and the pitch to the plate. It's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Roberts getting a little bit of a secondary lead at second. Lukens doing the same over at first. Catcher Hodges popping up and looking at both of those runners before giving it back to the pitcher. Here's a swing and a one-hopper towards the third baseman. He's got it, and we'll take the easy route, if you will. The throw to the second baseman, Carson Odell, in time to get the force out of Tanner Lukens, and it brings the inning to a close. So the fielder's choice ground ball will go 5-4. And once again, Jefferson with a couple of base runners, but will leave them stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the second when we return to Little Creek Park with Hurricane leading Jefferson 2-0.
If you've been involved in an accident, it's important that you hire your lawyer sooner rather than later. I'm Andrew Skinner. Witnesses' memories fade, evidence disappears or is repaired. Too much time passing can affect your case and make it much more difficult. Don't let an insurance company string you along and lead you to believe they're going to protect you if you just wait. They don't want to protect you, so don't wait. Call or text today for a free consultation. Skinner Law Firm. We treat you like family.
Hi, this is Delegate Paul Espinosa. In 1954, the first president of Little League Baseball wrote the Little League Pledge that I and my fellow participants have recited for 65 years. I trust in God, I love my country, and will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best. As a Youth League umpire, I'd say those words are still right down the middle of the plate. I wish all of our Jefferson County Little Leaguers the best of luck in their pursuit of a state championship. Paid for by Espinosa for Delegate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
2-0 that lead for Hurricane as they will come to the plate. Bottom half of inning number 2. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Tanner Lukens back out there into his second inning through 24 pitches. We had 14 of those for strikes. 2 runs allowed on 4 hits, 1 walk, and no errors. He got 2 key strikeouts to close out that first inning as it was 3 left on base as Hurricane left the bases loaded. The batter at the plate, a tough out of that number 9 spot in the order. He had a sacrifice bunt and reached on an error and came around to score one of the 2 runs in the 2-0 win for Hurricane over Jefferson back on Sunday. Here he takes the pitch that misses high Ball one.
That batter is Larry Hodges, today's starting catcher.
Hero yesterday for them as he swings and sends this one on a quick bounce to Kelly. Shortstop knocks it down, picks it up, makes the throw, but not in time. And Hodges will reach on the tough E6.
Yeah, that's a scorcher to Ryan Callen. We've seen him make, I think, pretty much, that may be his first error in the field this entire tournament. He has been rock solid at short, but that one, an absolute scorcher off the bat of Larry Hodges, and just kind of ricocheting off the palm of the glove a little bit. And still was able to make a decent throw to first, but Hodges with speed out of that box, able to beat it out.
First pitch to the batter, Wesley Sutton, and it misses outside for ball one. Yeah, that was a low sinking liner. Hitting in that dirt, really a short hop type of play for Kelly. Had to kick off that glove and then just couldn't quite get enough on the throw. Next pitch to Sutton down low. It gets by Hefner and the base runner advances. Hodges now at second base.
Yeah, and that one not spiking it at all, just a little bit low. Probably a play that Hefner needs to, not necessarily catch, but just try to keep in front of him.
2 balls, no strikes, now the count. That 2-0 pitch hit on the line into center field. Coming in on it is Brady Roberts. He'll make that chest-high grab on the run for out number 1.
Good job by Brady Roberts. Saw him hesitate a little bit in that first inning, coming in to make a very similar play. Did a good job reading it off the bat and charging and catching it on the run, 1 down.
Sutton now 1 for 2. He gets singled in the first here, lines out to center, 1 away with a runner at second. Carson Odell, the batter, and he has to duck down out of the way of a pitch that is up and in for a ball.
That was a good snag by Sam Hefner, going behind the batter Odell and able to ice cream cone that one.
Odell awaits that 1-0. Odell had a single his first time up. He, on a check swing, pops it into shallow right field, and moving out to make the over-the-shoulder grab, the second baseman Jackson Earl. Great play for out number 2.
Surprised you that he was able to track that much ground?
No, not at all.
Again, what do we call it? The Energizer Bunny yesterday? Just anywhere. There is not a ball that is out of his reach anywhere on this field. I think there could be a ball deep down the left field line. He'd be somewhere around the baseball.
Nice play for the second out, and now Weston Smith, the batter. 2 outs with that runner still in scoring position. Tanner Lukens with the pitch, bounced down the third base line, and foul. Backhand stab in foul territory made by Cole Smith, but that ball definitely outside of the third base bag, a foul ball. Weston Smith had that kind of bloop single into center field his first time up. 1 for 1 today. Swings and lifts this one high into the air into center field. Moving back into his left, it's Brady Roberts, the center fielder, who camps under it and makes the grab, and the side is retired. Very good pitching from Tanner Lukens, working around an error and a pass ball that moves the runner to second base. He gets a line out, a pop out, a fly out, and the inning is over. 2 are in the books. Moving to the top of the third when we come back with Hurricane in front of Jefferson, 2-0.
9. Yeah.
If you've been involved in an accident, it's important that you hire your lawyer sooner rather than later. I'm Andrew Skinner. Witnesses' memories fade, evidence disappears or is repaired. Too much time passing can affect your case and make it much more difficult. Don't let an insurance company string you along and lead you to believe they're going to protect you if you just wait. They don't want to protect you, so don't wait. Call or text today for a free consultation. Skinner Law Firm. We treat you like family.
Hi, this is Delegate Paul Espinosa. In 1954, the first president of Little League Baseball wrote the Little League Pledge that I and my fellow participants have recited for 65 years. I trust in God, I love my country, and will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best. As a Youth League umpire, I'd say those words are still right down the middle of the plate. I wish all of our Jefferson County Little Leaguers the best of luck in their pursuit of a state championship. Paid for by Espinosa for Delegate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
2-0. Hurricane with the lead. 2 innings in the book. We're moving to the top of the third along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller. Logan Nichols, our engineer, back at the studio. Winner of this one will be right back out here on this same field tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. They'll take on Man, and that will be the first of what could be 2 state championship games, Matt.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing if Jefferson is one of those teams. They're in a 2-0 deficit right now, and Hopefully that streak changes for them, because it was a 2-0 game in which they lost to Hurricane the first time. But Deuces have been wild here recently. They've been in 3 consecutive 2-0 ball games.
Let's see how this one continues to play out. Sam Hefner to the plate, and with our play-by-play, Matt Crawford.
Hefner reached on an infield single down the third base line, skipping off the glove of Brady Coleman. His first at-bat, stands in now and takes strike one on the fastball right down the middle from Weston Smith, who's in his third inning of work.
Now up to 48 pitches. We'd have 27 of those for strikes. No runs allowed, a couple of hits, 2 strikeouts, and he's walked a pair of batters.
Out of the stretch, here comes that 0-1 that's smacked down the first base line. Foul out of play, getting into the stands, just a few feet down from the home dugout. Now Hefner behind in the count 0-2, going to have to protect. It was a 6-pitch at-bat in the first inning. See if this one's a little bit quicker or if Hefner can fight off some pitches. Here comes that 0-2 from Smith. That one bouncing in, ball 1.
Yeah, 3 at-bats in that first inning for Jefferson batters. Went, 5 pitches or more?
4.
Yeah, that's right.
3 6-pitch at-bats and an 8-pitch at-bat.
Yeah, it did go 6 pitches. So
1-2 count now as Weston Smith looks in, gets his pitch, and here he comes with that 1-2 pitch. And that's a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Hefner retired for the first out of the inning.
Well, at least 1 strikeout now in each Jefferson at-bat for Weston Smith, and he's had 2 of those looking and 1 of those swinging.
Brings up Ryan Kelly now in that number 3 spot. A sharply hit ball to the shortstop, Wesley Sutton. Sutton made a good play on it, kind of tracking back into the outfield. Back in the first inning. Here it comes. This one chopped down the first base line. Foul. Smacking up against the fence next to the dugout. 0-1 now to Brian Kelly.
Kelly just a little late on that one. Came in on him. He was able to fight it off, bouncing it foul first base side.
Kelly charged with the only error in this ball game so far. A sharply hit baseball that just happened to be right at him, so going to get charged with the error on that one. Stands in awaiting that 0-1 pitch. Here it comes from Smith. This one fouled off into the windscreen behind home plate. Now once again, Weston Smith finds himself ahead in a at-bat, 0-2 to a batter. Second time this inning, it was an 0-2 to Sam Hefner that bounced in. And that 1-2 pitch was the strikeout. See what he has upcoming with this 0-2 pitch.
Kelly had that fastball timed out a little bit better. Good contact, but it skimmed off the top of the barrel into the backstop.
Infielders and outfielders in their position. Here comes that 0-2 and another foul ball that he had timed up very well on the fastball, just a little bit underneath as it skimmed off the top of that bat. We'll do the 0-2 again.
Well, now you got to wonder when Weston Smith decides to come back with some type of a changeup or a breaking pitch.
This will be the 4th pitch of this at-bat. Again with the 0-2 out of the stretch here is Smith, and that is a ball that just misses off the outside corner, a little low, ball 1.
Well, you may have heard some of the Jefferson faithful holler out, good eye, and that definitely was a tough pitch to take, but it is ball 1.
5th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Here comes that 1-2. That one below the knees, ball 2. The count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the number 3 batter in the order, shortstop Ryan Kelly. Connor Smith standing on deck. No on-deck circle at this age, but is standing on deck somewhere in that dugout. Here's the break even on the 2-2. This one a chopper to the third baseman. A Coleman up with it, fires over to first, and safe. Beating it out is Ryan Kelly on the infield single.
Yeah, great hustle down the line for Kelly. Coleman did everything he could do on that play. He came in on it, fielded, got it out of the glove, and fired across the diamond quickly, but just couldn't get Kelly, who was really getting it coming out of that batter's box.
Now brings up Connor Smith. Smith reached on a walk and an 8-pitch at-bat back in the first. First pitch to him, outside, ball 1.
Third straight inning in which Jefferson now has had a hit. They've had 2 infield singles, one in the first, this one here in the third. Brady Roberts had a solid single to center in the second. Now they got to find a way to group some hits together.
Out of the windup, Weston Smith delivers that 1-0, catches the inside corner for strike 1, and that's unique. Out of the stretch with the bases loaded, or with the bases empty, rather. And now with a runner on, he goes out of the windup. Here comes that 1-1 pitch. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Connor Smith now behind in the count, 1-2. Now the third time we've seen a 1-2 count here in this inning, and just as many batters.
Smith's done a nice job of getting ahead of hitters in this half inning.
Here comes that 1-2 Smith to Connor Smith. This one a dribbler back to the mound. Up with it is the pitcher. Smith fires to second for one, over to first, and a throw beaten out by Connor Smith. A bang-bang play at first, but it's going to go down as a fielder's choice. A great play by Weston Smith, turning around, getting Ryan Kelly at second. But Hurricane not able to turn that one.
Yeah, the force out at second, the second out of the inning. Great hustle down the line from Connor Smith. He really lunged towards that first base bag to get that foot down just before the throw came in.
Brings up Cole Smith. Third baseman, number 18, stands in, takes strike one at the knees. Smith a ground out to the third baseman. Was trying to drive in a couple of runs in that first inning, had a couple runners on the base paths. Now here comes that 0-1 pitch. That one gets by the pitcher Hodges, and moving up to second base with ease is Connor Smith on the pass ball.
Smith sliding into second base. That feet first slide, that gets the applause.
No, probably not used to the easy cruise into second base.
No throw coming down.
They count 1-1. Here comes that 1-1 pitch to Smith. A ground ball to the second baseman. Up with it is Odell. Fires over to first, and there is out number 3. So an infield single for Ryan Kelly. But only 4 come to the plate. And again, 1 will be left on here in the inning. None across. We'll go to the bottom of the third. When we come back, it's Hurricane 2, Jefferson 0.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Blue Ridge Community and Technical College. Integrated directly with economic and workforce needs of the region, our programs are learner-centered and essential to the needs of a fast-paced global economy. To schedule a visit or to learn more, go to blueridgectc.edu. Take possibility to new heights. Ascend the ridge today. Blue Ridge Community and Technical College.
Welcome back in the bottom of inning number 3. Hurricane hoping to add some insurance runs here. They hold the 2-0 lead. Jefferson has put guys on so far in this one. 5 runners on base for the 10 to 12-year-olds from Jefferson County so far, including 4 of those in scoring position, but haven't been able to get one across home plate. And if you're a Hurricane, you got to look at that as a success. Obviously, you want to keep those guys off the base paths, but that's got to be a success in their book so far.
Yeah, anytime you can strand base runners, you don't want them necessarily to be on base. It puts some pressure on your pitching and on your defense, but, anytime you can leave them stranded, it is certainly a good thing, and obviously a little bit of a way that you might build some momentum. I mean, time that a team leaves runners and continually leaves runners, that can be a little challenging for them. Then they begin to press a little bit at the plate trying to make something happen.
And just a number to think about, that now makes 9 consecutive innings going back to the game yesterday that Jefferson has had a runner on base, had somebody on in each inning yesterday, and now the first 3 at-bats in this ball game. So 9 straight, not too bad for this Jefferson team. Zane Quintrell. The Q is such a weird letter in the English team. Quintrell stepping in here to start at the bottom of this third inning. A swing and a foul ball going back to the backstop. Now 0-1. Tanner Lucan's still on the mound for Jefferson.
Miles Hoover has come in defensively in left field, and it might be Jet Gross now over in right field.
Here comes that 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss to Quintrell. He's now behind on the count 0-2. I believe may have got a piece of that one as well.
My apologies. Gross has come in center field. So that may very well be Trajan Kinsler shifting over into right.
Here comes that 0-2. A swing and a miss. Quintrell goes down on strikes. That'll be strikeout number 3 on the day for Tanner Lucan's. 1 down here in the bottom of inning number 3.
So substitutions getting in this half inning for the Jefferson County All-Stars. And we are at the midpoint of this game, scheduled to go 6.
Brings up Aiden Ogletree as he takes strike one on looked like a little bit of a breaking ball, some late movement from Tanner Lukens. Strike one.
There you go, getting ahead of hitters. He has now retired 4 straight batters.
Here comes Lukens out of the stretch. The 0-1 jumping is Ogletree, avoiding that one, hitting the feet. That'll even the count at 1 after that one missed well low and inside.
On Tanner Lukens, as he was stepping back to the top of the mound to toe the pitching rubber, kind of went through the motion. He apparently didn't let that last one go the way he wanted to.
That 1-1 Ogletree well out in front, fouls that one off down the third base line, hitting the fencing even before that dugout belonging to Jefferson. Here comes that 1-2 to Ogletree, smacks this one right at Connor Smith at first base. Great snag, 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 3.
Yeah, good reaction by Smith, coming in a step and then reaching out to his left, which is across his body, and was able to pull that one in. Good reaction to a hard hit ball right at him. By the way, Xander Granados is now in right field. So all 3 of the substitutes for Jefferson now in the game and all in the outfield.
I think we may have our first pinch hitter of the ball game for Hurricane. They have enough that only their subs need to get 1 at bat. This was the spot in the order of Brady Coleman, trying to see a number. Can't quite catch a number, and was talking through the PA announcement. It's a single-digit number. Looks like it could be a 6 or a 9. A swing and a miss. Now Tanner Lukens heading the count 0-1.
I can't quite see through Smith. I believe that is a 9.
Make that Cooper Holland. So Holland steps in. Here comes the 0-1. Fouls that one off at the plate. Now behind on the count 0-2.
Yep, that is a 9.
So the pinch hitter Cooper Holland. Pinch hitting here in the bottom of the third. Behind on the count 0-2. 2 down. Here comes that 0-2 pitch. That one misses low. And barely getting to the plate off the right arm of Tanner Lukens. Now the count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'll let go of that breaking pitch a little too late.
Lukens looking for the first 1-2-3 inning so far for Jefferson. This one fouled again right at the plate, and Holland stays alive.
Yeah, that one seemed to come down off of that front foot. He's hopping around a little bit, and now he's going to ask for time and kind of walk it off.
I would say rub some dirt on it, but there's really none on the field.
I guess you could rub black pellets on it.
Walk out to Tanner Lukens. Can I borrow some of this dirt real quick? Here comes that 1-2. That one again low, bouncing in. The count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and good eye by Cooper Holland at the plate. Probably happy didn't have to put any pressure and swing on that foot. He steps back in, awaiting that 2-2 pitch. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat. Here it comes, and the glove coming off of Tanner Lukens' left hand, and I believe that should be a balk.
Yeah, I believe that's what it will be, and yes, They do put the ball up. A balk will go down as a ball to run the count to 3-2.
And the second balk we've seen from Tanner Lukens in this tournament. The other, he had bad footing, never let go of the baseball. Here comes that 3-2, and it misses low and away, ball 4. Good at-bat by the pinch hitter, Cooper Holland.
Well, they got some help with the balk. That ran the count to 3-2, and then a good eye to watch that one go by and to draw that base on balls. And now let's see if we may have another pinch hitter making his way to the plate. That looks to be...
I believe it's going to be Ashton Childs, number 44. It will be.
Yeah, the infield, all except for Smith, the third baseman, going to gather together with Lukens on the hill.
Yeah, Ashton Childs will step in. So back-to-back pinch hitters. He is hitting in the spot of Brady Rigney. We would assume that with only needing 1 at-bat, Rigney would return defensively in center field.
Well, and we wonder if we'll eventually see Rigney on the mound in this one.
First pitch to Childs, fouls off over the dugout down the first base line. He's now behind on the count 0-1.
The reason we say that is because the starting pitcher, Weston Smith, is up to 64 pitches right now. So only has about, 21 to go.
Here comes that 0-1 to Childs. This one lifted into right field. Earl going back. That's not going to get there. It'll drop into right field for a base hit and a pinch hit single for Ashton Childs. And now 2 runners on, 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 3 for Hurricane. A little bit of a 2-out rally. And a good job pinch hitting for both.
Yeah,
it was Holland with the walk, and now Childs with the flare into right field.
Got just enough on it to get it over the head of Jackson Earl, who covers a lot of ground. He was well out into shallow right field, leaping for that one, but it was beyond his reach. Granados got it in to make sure the runner at first could only take that one base. So runners at first and second. Special pinch runner it looks like we're now going to have.
Looks like a number 6 belonging to Brady Bradley.
That's Brody.
Brody Bradley.
Brody, yeah, there was an O in there, not an A. Brody Bradley.
That brings up Keegan Sack, so he will hit in his original position. Takes that one low and away, getting by Sam Hefner a bit, but able to run it down quickly. Ball 1.
Good speed on the base paths right now. A base hit with 2 outs. Those runners can be off pretty much on the crack of the bat.
Here comes that 0-1 pitch. That one driven into right field. Up with it is Xander Granados rounding third. He's going to try for home is Brody Bradley. Gets by Sam Hefner at the plate, and the third run of the game will come in for Hurricane. Both runners will advance to second and third. Now advancing to third will be Ashton Childs. Keegan Sack will advance to second on the RBI single.
Sack, a nice job going the other way with it. A solid line drive base hit. A good job by Granados getting that one in from right field. But as Kelly turned and made that throw to the plate to try to get Holland, it was a little high and wide. And when it got by the catcher, it allowed the other runners to advance.
So a nice little 2-out rally for Hurricane. It's not over yet. Larry Hodges stepping in. Takes strike 1.
Hodges, big yesterday, had a couple of hits in that 3-2 loss against Man, and one of those was a double to drive home the only 2 runs for Hurricane.
Here comes that 0, and this one dribbled right back up to Tanner Lukens on the mound. He will throw over to first. A 4-out number 3, Connor Smith hauling it in. So a 2-out rally, a walk, and 2 singles, an RBI single for Keegan Sack. Scores the third run of the game for Hurricane. They'll take a 3-0 lead going to the top of the fourth when we come back. This is Little League Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large 1-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery. Anthony'sMenu.com.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Welcome back in. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Hurricane, a 3-0 lead over Jefferson. A run scoring in the bottom of inning number 3. An RBI single for Keegan Sack. Scoring Brody Bradley, the courtesy runner, after Cooper Holland reached on a walk with 2 outs as a pinch hitter. Ashton Childs singled to right field as a pinch hitter. And then Keegan Sack driving one into right field, scoring the 3rd run of the ball game.
Matt, we are getting dangerously close to your projection or prediction before this game when we talked about what you and I were discussing in the process of preparation for this game today, and you said looking at the scoring that each of these teams has had through this state tournament, the first team to 4 just might be the one to get the win. Well, if Jefferson's going to get the win, they'll have to get to 4, but they also have to stop this Hurricane team from reaching that point with Hurricane right now out in front 3-0.
And right now for Jefferson, what they need to do is capitalize on runners getting on base and in scoring position. Pinch hitter here in the top of inning number 4. Pinch hitting for Aubrey Hobson will be Xander Granados as he fouls one off the catcher Larry Hodges for strike 1.
Yeah, Granados in defensively in the last half inning out in right field, now getting his first chance to swing the bat, replacing Aubrey Hobson, who was 0 for 1 in his only time at the plate.
Here comes that 1-2 Granados ground ball to the left side. Up with it is Brady Coleman at third base. Over to first. Hauling it in is Kentrill for out number 1.
Nice play by Coleman, third baseman. Saw that hop, read it well, moving to his left, able to move in on it, field it, and make that throw pretty much all in one motion.
Miles Hoover, who we saw come in center field for Brady Roberts, will now get his a 1 at bat. So Hoover pinch hitting here in the 4th. A single for Brady Roberts in the 2nd inning, his first at bat. Now first pitch into Hoover, low and inside, ball 1.
We saw Hoover come in left field defensively in that last half inning.
Still on the mound is Weston Smith for Hurricane. Here comes that 1-0, a swing and a miss for strike 1 to Miles Hoover.
Well, Jefferson has scored just 4 runs in their last 3 games here in this state tournament. Did not score in the loss against Hurricane, and then 2 each in wins against Summersville and Barbersville.
1-1 catches the outside corner. Hoover behind on the count now, 1-2. 1 down here in the inning.
Got to find a way to get some offense going now in this one, down 3-0.
That's what concerns about only being able to scrape away 2 runs in each of the last 2 games. At 1-2, a swing and a miss, and Hoover goes down on strikes, the 3rd strikeout of the day for Weston Smith. 2 down here in the top of inning number 4.
Oh, we'll make it strikeout number 4, Matt, because that's now 1 strikeout in each of the 4 at-bats for Jefferson. So he continues that trend of getting at least 1 in each half inning.
Had that wrote down, just not in the inning-by-inning totals we keep. Now brings up the Tanner Lukens, who takes strike 1, the ball getting away from Larry Hodges. Seen that a couple times, the ball just bouncing out of the glove. Count 0-1 to Tanner Lukens. Weston Smith out of the stretch. Here comes that 0-1, and that's strike 2 right down the middle on the fastball.
Yeah, Smith has settled in just a little bit after a tough first inning in which he faced 5 batters and ultimately stranded 2 runners.
That 0-2 to Lukens just below the knees, ball 1. And if you're Hurricane, you got to be happy with the pace so far of this 4th inning, pitch count-wise. Because if you could keep Rigney, if he were to come in the bullpen, as that 1-2 pitch comes in. Strike 3 called in the outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts to end at the top of this 4th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th when we come back. It's Hurricane 3, Jefferson 0. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. There goes that streak. No walks. 10 pitches.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large 1-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery, anthonysmenu.com.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Today. We're hoping for Jefferson's sake we're here till Friday, because that's what they will need to at least play for that ultimate do-or-die game against Man.
And if they can find a way to rally in this one and get to that state championship game, it sets up a very unique matchup because neither Man nor Jefferson County has won a state title at this age level. Man, 50 years ago, made it to that state title game. They lost in 1969 to Charleston Eastern and finished as the state runner-up, but have not been back since. And so Man in that championship game tomorrow already with a chance to make some history. If Jefferson could rally in this one and get there, you would have 2 teams battling for their first ever state championship at this level.
Tanner Lukens back on the mound here in the bottom of the 4th. We have him at 53 pitches so far in this game. A swing and a miss. Wesley Sutton Swings through the first pitch he sees at the top of the order as the order resets for Hurricane. Sutton so far in this one, 1 for 2. That leadoff single as he now ripped one back up the middle. Kelly slides, makes a great play right behind second place. Over to first. Connor Smith hauls it in, 4 out, number 1. What a great play. Ryan Kelly sliding to his left, right behind the bag at second base, able to pop up quickly and make a on-point throw to Connor Smith, 1 down.
Kelly was shaded up the middle. He was not in what you might call your normal shortstop position, but was shaded a little bit that direction, and that gave him an opportunity to get to that baseball. What a sliding play, and then quickly to his feet to make the throw.
Put a little star by that one. That's probably shaded over there because Sutton's first hit of the ballgame, the first went right back up the middle. First pitch to Carson Odell, misses the zone. Now 1-0 is that 1-0 pitch, low and away, gets by Sam Hefner, ball 2.
Well, a key spot in this ball game is Jefferson down to their final 6 outs. Just 2 at-bats left as it's a 6-inning regulation game here in Little League. Can't let this deficit get any more, down 3-0.
Here comes that 2-0. That a swing and one fouled off into the fence behind home plate. A backstop keeping it in play. Now the count to Odell. 2 balls, 1 strike. 58 pitches thrown so far for Tanner Lukens. So still a lot of wiggle room for him. Here comes that 2-1 pitch. Odell lifts one into right field, going over on it is Granados, and he will slide and miss the ball. It is going to be a fair baseball. Moving up to second and rounding second, going for third is Odell, and he will be waved around third. He's going to try for home. Here's the relay from Connor Smith. That's a double clutch, and that's an inside the park home run. 4-0 Hurricane.
Yeah, the double clutch before the throw through to the plate really didn't even give Jefferson a chance to get to him. Odell going the other way with that one. Granados with the diving attempt over near the line. And once it got past him, it was a long run for Jet Gross, the center fielder, to try to back up that play. And Odell able to get all the way around.
Can't fault the effort by Granados down that right field line. One you may look back on and go, you may want to let that one bounce and keep it in front of you at this point in the ball game. But again, can't fault the effort. Laid out for that one and sacrifice his body.
And we've got an apparent injury now for Jefferson.
I believe that's Lukens. Kind of holding that right arm, that right elbow. And that's something you don't want to see from a pitcher at this age.
So Tanner Lukens making his way back over towards the dugout third base side, and we will have a pitching change now for Jefferson.
And you hope that Tanner Lukens maybe just tweaks something in that elbow, but at this age, that's something you don't want to see as a pitcher, grabbing the elbow.
Umpire going to get both managers together, and they are holding a conversation, and I'm not sure what this may be about, other than in relation to perhaps someone that they desire to bring back in. He's already used his substitutes, and when you look at where those substitutes were in the lineup, no one was in that position for Tanner Lukens. So now you've got an issue where when you've already put your substitutes in, and now you've got a situation where Lukens is not going to be able to continue, then it will be, I believe, potentially, we got to wait and see how this works out as to who gets the call as to who goes where then in that spot in the order. The coaching staff's getting together, talking up to the press box, and the official scorer, our home plate umpire right there to help oversee the conversation as well.
How about the speed on the base pass by Carson Odell, though? He did not hesitate going around either base. You knew it was going to be a triple just based on the 60-foot base pads and his speed, but you weren't sure if it was going to be an inside-the-park home run. And he slid in, but that was an inside-the-park standing home run.
With 1 out, I kind of wondered if he might get held at third, but I was keeping an eye on his manager in the third base coach box, and he was giving him the windmill the whole time. He wanted him to go. He was going to force Jefferson to have a perfect relay to try to get that out at the plate, and Odell was able to get there and slide in.
Well, you know it's going to be Cole, or you believe it's going to be Cole Smith coming in to pitch based on what we had heard. Looks like Xander Granados is going to come to third base. Hoover is going to go to right field, and Trajan Kinsler is going to come back in where he started the game in left field. It is Cole Smith on the mound. So while Smith gets in his warm-up pitches, let's go ahead and take a 1-minute timeout, and we'll come back for the remainder of the bottom of the fourth inning. It is Hurricane 4, Jefferson 0.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back in, one down here in the bottom of inning number 4. And inside the park home run by Carson Odell extends the lead for Hurricane to 4-0. Injuring his throwing elbow on that pitch, it looked like, was Tanner Lukens. He will exit the game going 4 1/3, or make that 3 1/3. They're giving up 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, and striking out 3. Cole Smith now on the mound. Weston Smith going to be the first batter with the bases empty. Here comes that first pitch from Cole Smith. That one above the letters, ball 1.
Cole Smith here in this state tournament did get the win against Charleston Central back on Saturday.
That 1-0 bounces low, ball 2.
Smith in that one, 2 2/3 innings. Gave up a run on 3 hits, no strikeouts, and 1 walk. That came in relief.
2-0 the count to Weston Smith. He awaits that 2-0 pitch. Here comes from Cole Smith, and there's the first strike from Cole Smith. Now the count 2 balls, 1 strike to Weston Smith. Currently his opposition on the mound. 74 pitches thrown so far for Weston Smith. So we believe he will come back out. There's the 2-1. That catches the outside part of the zone on an off-speed pitch. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, good pitch there, and way to battle back after falling behind. You had the idea that Weston Smith was going to wait and see some strikes.
That 2-2 way outside, ball 3. Fastball that Sam Hefner had to lunge at to keep in front of him. And the count now full. The payoff pitch upcoming. Cole Smith out of the windup. Here comes that 3-2 pitch. This one lifted deep into right center field. That's going to get by both outfielders and bounce over the wall for a book rule double from Weston Smith. And he was already at second base by the time that bounced over. He was moving out of the batter's box. He knew that one was getting down somewhere.
Yeah, Jefferson catches a bit of a break there with that one bouncing out of play, and that forces Smith to stop at second base. And there's that 3-2 pitch. He got just what he was looking for. It was over the heart of the plate, and he drilled it the other way.
Yeah, tall kid is Weston Smith for this age bracket. Long legs and quickly moving around the base paths. Zane Quintrill stands in, watches that one. Up and away, ball 1. Strikeout for Quintrill, his second at-bat, his last at-bat. He had an RBI single back in the first, that 1-0, high and outside again, ball 2. Cole Smith out of the stretch. Here comes that 2-0, high and inside, ducking out of the way, Quintrill. Now ahead in the count, 3-0.
You get a sense right now that this Jefferson team is down. They need a little bit of a boost.
Need a pick-me-up.
Yep, with Kinsler going out and the score now at 4-0, they're feeling it at this moment.
And that 3-0 pitch misses high. And a walk awarded to Zane Quintrill. So 2 runners on now, 1 in scoring position, and we'll have a visit to the mound.
You got to see if they can find a spark somewhere inside. Got to make a play right now with 2 on, just 1 out, a run already in, down 4-0. Not out of this one. It's Little League Baseball. Runs can come in bunches, and they can come very fast if you can get something started. So right now, just got to find a way to focus, bear down, get some outs here and then get back in there offensively with 2 at-bats left.
1 down here in the inning. Brings up Aiden Ogletree. He is 0 for 2 on the day, grounded into a fielder's choice, which did put him aboard, and then lined out a sharp liner to Connor Smith. Well,
let's wait and see what we're going to have.
It is supposed to be Aiden Ogletree.
It was supposed to be.
Still some substitutions to get in. It'll be Jacob Fitzsimmons now pinch hitting here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Ogletree in the number 5 spot. So Fitzsimmons getting his 1 at-bat of this ball game here in the 4th. He steps in and watches that one go by, ball 1.
Yeah, that one down and in to a left-hand batter.
And the pinch hitters did a very good job back in the 3rd inning, helping spark a 2-out rally that made the score 3-0 after 3-4 Hurricane. Here comes that 1-0 to Fitzsimmons. That one upstairs and away, ball 2.
Yeah, walk and a single from Holland and Childs in their pinch hitting roles, and then Keegan Sack in that number 8 spot in the order with the RBI single to help to extend the lead.
Fitzsimmons squaring around a bunt. He pulls back and will take strike 1. Getting a big secondary lead was Weston Smith off second. He was basically halfway to third base before retreating back.
Almost daring Jefferson to try to make a play so that he could dart towards third base.
And surprised we haven't seen him necessarily on the move yet. Again, a kid that's very tall with very long legs. Here comes that 2-1, that one high, ball 3. So 3-1 now the count to Fitzsimmons. And Cole Smith just 1 pitch away from loading the bases with 1 out.
It's been tough for him since coming in. The double, the walk, and now a 3-1 pitch here.
Here comes that throw, and this one lifted into shallow center field. Moving in on it is Jack Gross, and he makes the play for out number 2. A great play by the center fielder coming in on a ball that was dying quickly.
He got a good read on it and came charging in and reaching out, really kind of backhanding that one as he made the catch, and then continued his momentum in, keeping an eye on Smith at second, making sure the runners held.
Stepping back in, it'll be the original starter, Brady Coleman. Coleman steps in, a runner in scoring position, 2 down. Bends back out of the way as that one comes high and inside, ball 1.
And now Jefferson going to make that throw to the third baseman, and Granados chases the runner back towards second, gives the throw to Kelly, the shortstop covering, but Weston Smith able to get back.
And Smith warranting exactly what he wanted. He wanted to throw somewhere, hoping it'd be wild, allowing him to advance. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Coleman from Cole Smith. This one lifted high and foul. Out of play. I think narrowly missing the South Charleston fire truck. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike.
Coleman had that walk with the bases loaded, then gave way to Holland, who also walked. So the batter in this position has been on base twice.
That 1-1 pitch about neck high for ball 2 to Brady Coleman.
Hey, look at this bottom part of the order. The 6, 7, 8 hitters have been on base 4 different times in 8 at-bats. So there's a 500 on-base percentage.
And that 2-1 bounces in, 3-1. Good stop by Sam Hefner, keeping the runners where they are at first and second. And again, Cole Smith just 1 pitch away from loading the bases. Here comes that 3-1 pitch. That one low at the shins. A ball 4, and the bases are now loaded.
Well, and now let's see who the batter will be. I believe Rigney should be the hitter. Ashton Childs came in to hit in this spot back in the 3rd inning.
And it is Brady Rigney. Again, with a number of players on the roster today for Hurricane. Those substitutions only needed 1 at-bat as Rigney takes ball 1 above the head. 21 pitches thrown already so far in relief for Cole Smith.
And this is just the 5th batter that he is facing.
Gives you an idea that he has struggled to get ahead to batters. Here comes that 1-0 to Rigney. That one, again, about neck high, ball 2.
Well, you go back, it was a 3-2 pitch in which Smith doubled, then a 4-pitch walk, then a 3-1 pitch in which Fitzsimmons lined out, and then a 5-pitch base on balls.
Here comes that 2-0. That one misses high, ball 3.
Now, one of those runs back in that 1st inning came on a bases-loaded walk. You hate to walk in another one here.
10 of the last 13 pitches missing the zone for Cole Smith. Again, with 2 outs, just needs a couple to find the zone here. Here comes that 3-0. That one high inside, and that's going to walk in another run, make it 5-0 Hurricane as Weston Smith crosses the plate for the 5th run of the ball game.
Here, Rigney gets the RBI on the bases loaded walk, and that'll be the first run allowed by Smith, as the prior 4 runs went against Tanner Lukens, who left with the injury, and will have another visit to the mound, and that means a pitching change.
So the end of the day for Cole Smith with 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 4. Don't see anybody moving quite yet, as it looks like it's going to be Jackson Earl who will come in now. It'll just be a straight swap. Cole Smith will go to second base. Jackson Earl on the mound while he gets in his warm-up pitches. Let's send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. We're in the bottom of the 4th, 2 down. It's Hurricane 5, Jefferson 0.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
We only make home loans, so we better be good at it. And we are. It's that simple. With our focus solely on mortgage lending, you can come to us with peace of mind knowing that your mortgage loan is in good hands. As one of the nation's largest private lenders, our focus is on helping you get into your new home.
Welcome back in. 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 4. Jackson Earl now on the mound. The first time we've seen him so far in this state tournament. And Matt, you are punching some numbers and had some stats for us over the break.
Well, I was paying attention to the number of pitches thrown by Cole Smith, which was at 24 as he faced 5 batters. How many of those went for strikes? Out of 24 pitches, only 6 for strikes. That tells you the control issues Cole Smith was having.
Brings up Keegan Sack, the first batter for Jackson Earl. He lifts that one deep into center field, and that is gone straight away center field. A grand slam, 9-0. Now the lead for Hurricane, and with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, now Hurricane just 1 run away from making this a mercy rule shortened ball game, and that one got out in a hurry off the bat of the Keegan Sack. That is RBI number 5 for him on the day, and Hurricane just broke this one wide open.
Oh, boy. Well, you figure the pitcher coming in is going to try to get ahead of you. The pitcher that just left has struggled to throw strikes. So Keegan Sack could kind of sit on it and look for one. And sure enough, he got it right down the heart of the plate and did not miss it. A big-time home run.
Now 9-0 the advantage for Hurricane. And that one is a hit right through the heart of Jefferson, it looks like. I mean, he could the head's down on that hit, and it'll now bring up what we would have is Larry Hodges instead. I believe it'll be Brody Bradley. He came in as a special pinch runner and scored for Cooper Holland. As he swings through the first pitch he sees for strike 1.
I close the books now on Cole Smith. 4 runs on 1 hit in a third of an inning, no strikeouts, and 3 base on balls.
Here comes that 0-1, another swing and a miss. 0-2 now to Bradley.
By the way, Bradley becomes the 9th batter in this half inning for Hurricane.
Jackson Earl out of the stretch. Here comes that 0-2 pitch. That one low in the turf. Ball 1.
Earl only on the mound once back in area tournament play. He went a third of an inning, gave up a hit, no runs, 1 walk, did not hit a batter, did not strike out a batter either.
Here comes that 1-2 pitch. This one lifted into right field. Moving in on it is Miles Hoover, and he will make the catch. A 4-out number 3, but the damage done here in the bottom of inning number 4. A grand slam by Keegan Sock. The big hit of this inning. 6 runs come across to score. We'll go to the top of the 5th. When we come back, it's Hurricane 9, Jefferson 0.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
We only make home loans, so we better be good at it. And we are. It's that simple. With our focus solely on mortgage lending, you can come to us with peace of mind knowing that your mortgage loan is in good hands. As one of the nation's largest private lenders, our focus is on helping you get into your new home.
Six runs in the bottom of inning number 4, including 3 hits, a double, a inside the park home run, and a Keegan Sack grand slam to the deepest, or I guess not the deepest part of the park, 200 feet all the way around, but deep to center field as it cleared by a good margin to straightaway center and never got more than about 20 feet off the ground.
No, it was a line shot.
So we will go to the top of inning number 5. Leading it off is Jackson Earl, the current pitcher of record for Jefferson. And back in with your play-by-play, Matt Miller.
Weston Smith still with about 11 pitches to go, and so he'll go as deep as he can in this one as he faces Earl, who first pitch swinging, hits it deep in the hole at short, a sliding stop, and up to throw Wesley Sutton, but cannot get him at first base. Nice hit by Earl in the hole. Equally fine defensive play by Sutton, but just couldn't throw him out.
And Jefferson needs more of that. Just come out swinging the bat. Right now you're down by 9 runs, so one swing of the bat isn't going to get you into this one. You're going to need several hits string together with just 6 outs left to play, not only in this game, but right now the rest of their postseason. So come out eager to swing.
First at bat for Jet Gross, who has been in defensively. Takes a pitch that misses down low. That is ball 1.
Strike 1 was a late strike call.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't even see the umpire put the hand down.
Yeah, very late strike 1 call.
So now that 0-1 on the way, and this one slapped foul and out of play off the third base side. 0-2 to Jet Gross. He's in the leadoff spot in the order, replacing Trajan Kinsler, who had struck out and bounced into a 5-4 fielder's choice. Smith ready on the hill in that 0-2 delivery. That one works down low and outside, and there is ball 1.
Does that fill in now your ball 1 that you already wrote in your scorebook?
It did. Gross 1 for 6 in the state tournament. That hit a double, also has 3 base on balls. The 1-2 pitch, and he'll foul this one to the backstop. Holding a ball and 2 strikes, nobody out with a runner at first base. Hurricane trying to get back to a rematch with Mann. Mann getting the win 3-2 yesterday to take control of this state tournament. 1 win away from winning the state title. Here's a swing and a bouncer out in front of the plate. Down off the mound, Smith fields, turns, throws to first. Gross is retired. The out goes 1-3. 1 down in the inning, and now a runner at second as Jackson Earl advances. As good as a swinging bunt where that one ended up. It moves that base runner ahead, and Jefferson has a runner in scoring position for Sam Hefner. 5 runners have been left on base, and all 5, well, I stand corrected, 4 of the 5 have been left in scoring position for Jefferson. Hefner 1-for-2. The right-hand batter swings and lifts it in the air into right field. Coming in on it and making the grab is Keegan Sack. That will be out number 2, and the runner will hold at second base.
And Matt, no rain in the forecast for today, but looking to our right, some darker clouds coming in. So hopefully this game gets in. Again, no rain in the forecast for today. It was supposed to be clear all day, but it is summer. You know, those summer storms just pop up out of nowhere.
Well, and I was checking earlier. Don't know if it was just the length of the first game of the day-night doubleheader or if there's weather in D.C., but Game 2 of that doubleheader hasn't started yet. It was supposed to be a 7:05 first pitch. Ryan Kelly taking a strike. 2 outs with a runner at second. Kelly at the plate. 1 for 2 on his evening. He fouls this pitch back, and it's 0-2. Kelly with a line out to short and has reached on an infield base hit. In all 4 hits in this one for Jefferson. 9 hits to score those 9 runs for Hurricane. Smith missing down low with this one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's now up to 84 pitches, meaning Ryan Kelly will be the last batter that he is able to face, whether he retires him or not. Here's a wave and a miss at a pitch a little low and outside. Kelly fooled by that one, will go down on strikes, and it will bring the inning to a close. It'll be 6 strikeouts in all for Weston Smith as he'll close out his time on the mound with his 85-pitch limit. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 5 with your score remaining. Hurricane 9 and Jefferson 0.
If you hang the WVU medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
At Skinner Law Firm, we represent injured people and their families in West Virginia, Virginia, and Maryland. But at the core, this is a family business. Our family watching out for your family.
Call, email, or even text us 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or Sunday. And if you can't make it to our office, we'll come to you.
We'll move quickly to give you a free consultation for accidents and injuries.
Give us a call at Skinner Law Firm. We'll treat you like family.
Well, thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of Little League All-Star Baseball and the opportunity to be here at the state tournament and follow these Jefferson County All-Stars. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, Bechtel Jewelers, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, West Virginia 66th District Delegate Paul Espinosa, Berkeley County Health Department, Procter & Gamble, Mirius Group, and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy, West Virginia 65th District Delegate Sammy Brown. Thanks to the Skinner Law Firm and also to Parsons Ford. Again, thanks to each of our sponsors for supporting our coverage of Little League Baseball. Wesley Sutton was the leadoff batter in the 4th inning. Ultimately, 9 came to the plate, 6 runs scored on 3 hits, 3 walks in the inning as well. And that has Hurricane in front 9-0, a run away from closing this one out with a shortened mercy rule victory. Wesley Sutton at the plate, tried to check his swing at that pitch, and apparently he did. No, he did not.
I was going to say he definitely went through, and I saw the sign at the plate. This one, not so ever.
Yep, lined towards the right fielder, and coming in to make that play is Jet Gross as he reaches down towards the ground and backhands, catching that one in the air for out number 1.
Good play by Jet Gross out in right field, working quickly in on a ball that was dying quickly.
Carson Odell to the plate. Sutton 1 for 4 in this one after that line out into right. First pitch to Odell. A bit up, that is ball 1. Odell a couple of hits, including an inside the park home run. Takes this one for a called strike, now 1-1, so he's 2 for 3. Had a single, a pop out, then the inside the park home run, and now at the plate with the bases empty and 1 down. 1-1 delivery. He lines this one out of the reach of Cole Smith at second and out into right field for a base hit. Getting on it quickly, Jet Gross gets it in to hold Odell to a 1-out single.
Good piece of hitting, and Odell's seen the ball very well today and really has sprayed it all over the field.
3 hits now for him, going 3 for 4, and it brings up Weston Smith. Tall, lean in that right-hand batter's box. He will watch a pitch high and outside for ball one. Smith is 2 for 3. He has singled, flied out to center. Last time up in the 4th inning, doubled. He's come around to score 2 of the 9 runs on the board. He'll take this pitch for a strike. Now at 1-1. 2 runs in the bottom of the first, 1 in the third, and a 6-run 4th inning. The difference in this one. Swinging a sharp hit ground ball, knocked down by the third baseman. Granados will pick it up and go to second, and they'll get the force out of Odell for the second out of the inning.
Good heads-up play at third base by Granados. Bobbled it a little bit, but looked over and realized he still had enough time to get it over for out number 2 and get that lead runner.
Yeah, that out going 5-4 to get the force out at second. 2 down with Smith, now your runner at first, and it brings up Zane Quentrell. First pitch to him for ball one. He has singled to drive in a run, has struck out and has walked. So 1-4-2, has come around to score a run as well. Fouls the 1-0 back, 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking ahead to that Jefferson 6th inning, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. The 3 that will try to start a rally right now down by a 9-0 score. Here comes the pitch, and it is popped up. That one will get back out of play first base side. Now at 1-2 to Quentrell. That's Quentrill.
Ding.
Not bad.
Sorry, is that not the enthusiasm you wanted?
No, the Nationals ding's a little higher. It's like a bell. Yeah, there you go. Swinging away. Here's a sharp hit ball, but it will be foul just outside of that third base bag, and a nice bare hand snag by our third base umpire.
Good looks.
Not only did he give the indication, getting the hands up, that it was a dead ball, but then quickly got that hand down to the ground to play that hop.
You know, most of these guys were former players back in the day.
The 1-ball, 2-strike delivery. That one misses outside. Now 2-2. 2 down in the inning. Weston Smith, the runner at first base. Smith's time on the mound is wrapped up. So Jefferson will see a new pitcher to come in and try to close it out for Hurricane. Here's a pitch that misses high. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Assuming a run is not scored here in the inning, we saw a good 2-out rally back in the third for this Hurricane team.
Now that 3-2 fouled straight back.
Believe into the mask of our home plate umpire.
That's what I'm thinking as well. As he takes that mask off and delivers the baseball back out to Jackson Earl.
Keeps your senses sharp back there.
And your nasal passage is clear, I'm sure. 8th pitch of the at-bat due, but hold on. The umpire's not quite ready. And we understand why.
Yeah, Jackson Earl, I don't think has quite got down the amount of time that you give courtesy. You call the catcher out.
Here comes that payoff again, and it's lifted in the air into right center field. Moving over is the center fielder, Brady Roberts, ranging to his left. He reaches out and pulls that one in, and the side is retired. A runner will be left on base. And that runner left at first, not in scoring position. There was a 1-out single for Hurricane, but they cannot end this game early. So Jefferson will bat top half of the 6th inning. Last opportunity. Can they mount a rally? They'll have the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due with Hurricane out in front, 9-0.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the Horsemen.
Hey everyone, this is Delegate Sammy Brown. Little League State Championships are underway, and our very own 10 to 12 All-Stars will be representing Jefferson County. I couldn't be more proud of our local athletes. And from my time on the field, Coach told me, hustle, hit, and never quit. And there's no doubt in my mind that you'll go in with the same passion and drive. So for me and my team, to you and yours, good luck and go get 'em. Paid for by friends of Sammy Brown.
We will have a new pitcher for Hurricane as Jefferson will come to the plate, top half of inning number 6. And moving over from first base will be Zane Quentrill. So Zane Quentrill taking over on the hill for Weston Smith, who threw 85 pitches, 55 for strikes. Would give up no runs on 4 hits in 5 solid innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 base on balls. Connor Smith, Cole Smith, and then either Aubrey Hobson or Xander Granados will be the 3 due in this top of the 6th inning for Jefferson. Well, making a run to the semifinal here in this elimination bracket. But the number of games may be catching up with this Jefferson team, playing their 5th game in this state tournament, having played every single day. Connor Smith standing in. Quentrill ready. I believe it was a straight swap.
Yeah, it looks like the lanky Weston Smith over at first base. Yeah, I think the tallest guy on the field by far.
First pitch to Connor Smith, taken for a called strike 1. Connor Smith has walked and has bounced into a 1-4 fielder's choice. Swings and lines this one, a base hit into right field. Charging hard on it and making that throw to first base was Keegan Sack, and the first baseman ending up in the path of the base runner. They collide and both hit the deck, and now let's make sure that everyone is okay as Connor Smith a little slow to get up, and so too our new first baseman. Everybody is to their feet, and they appear to be okay, although Connor Smith kind of holding his wrist just a little bit. So Weston Smith trying to field that one from Sack, who was trying to throw on and maybe get the out at first. Ended up in the base path. There was that collision. That will be a base hit for Connor Smith, and he'll exit as Miles Hoover, it looks like, will take over as the runner. So Hoover serving as a special pinch runner at first as Cole Smith stands in. Looking for his first hit of the day. He's 0 for 2. Swings and pops this one into foul territory. It will get back out of play. Coleman, the third baseman, giving it a look, but quickly ran out of room. Not a lot of foul territory here.
I don't think we've seen one ball caught in all the time, whether it was our games or ones we caught the beginning or end of. Seen one caught in foul territory yet.
1 pitch fouled straight back, now 0-2. Smith has grounded out to third. That came in the first inning. In the third, it was a ground out to second. Now batting here in the 6th inning with 1 on and nobody out. There's that pitch, and it's a bouncing ball right back to the pitcher. He'll turn, go to second for 1. The shortstop with that relay throw on to first. It's in time, and they turn the double play 1-6-3.
Great job by the pitcher, Quentrill, getting that ball quickly pivoting back to second base, and a good turn by the middle infield.
Just like that, that leadoff base runner is erased. Base is empty now with 2 outs, and it will be Aubrey Hobson who will come to the plate. He had an at-bat in the 2nd inning where he went down swinging at a 3-2 pitch against Weston Smith, the starter. Then Xander Granados came in for an at-bat in that 4th inning after playing in the field defensively. And now Aubrey Hobson up there with 2 outs and the bases empty, trying to keep this one going. Here comes that first pitch of the at-bat, and it is just a bit high for ball 1. Brady Roberts would be due next if Jefferson can begin to mount a rally. Very steep hole to dig out of right now, down 9-0. Here comes the pitch, a swing and a miss.
And if you're Hurricane, you get to save Brady Rigney for tomorrow, which I think is a big plus for them. Is again this one all but shirt up.
On that 1-1 pitch, again just missing a bit high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Quentrill looking like he's trying to take a little something off a breaking pitch of some sort, not quite breaking down enough. Swing and a miss at the 2-2 pitch, or excuse me, 2-1 pitch, and now it's 2-2.
I was going to say, wouldn't that make it a strikeout?
I was getting ahead of myself as I was writing down the second strike.
Deuces are wild, 2 outs here in the top of inning number 6.
That 2-2 pitch popped up into shallow right field. Moving back on it is the second baseman. Odell reaches out, has it in the glove, and then did he drop it?
He did.
No.
It hit the ground.
I think they're going to already rule that it was a catch. It was dropped, and the umpires had already ruled that it was a catch.
That was not on the transfer. That popped in and out of the glove. That hit the ground way too quick to be on the transfer.
Well, and Hobson had already given up on the play, exiting first base and heading back towards the dugout. So either way, it ends up being that pop out to the second baseman, Odell. He is apparently able to hang on, and this one is in the books. A victory for Hurricane as they will move on to face Man in the state championship game. That will be coming up tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. We'll come back and tell you all about it as we get into our post-game show after this 2-minute timeout. Your final tonight, it is Hurricane 9 and Jefferson nothing.
Time of the game, 1 hour and 43 minutes.
Hi, this is Delegate Paul Espinosa. In 1954, the first president of Little League Baseball wrote the Little League Pledge that I and my fellow participants have recited for 65 years. I trust in God, I love my country, and will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best. As a Youth League umpire, I'd say those words are still right down the middle of the plate. I wish all of our Jefferson County Little Leaguers the best of luck in their pursuit of a state championship. Paid for by Espinosa for Delegate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
In south of Charleston, Matt Miller, Matt Crawford with you. Logan Nichols, our engineer and producer, back at the studio, getting into our post-game show following a Hurricane 9-0 win over Jefferson County. We get in this reminder. This Little League International Tournament game presented by Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg under the authority of Little League Baseball and Softball may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the express written permission of Little League International, South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Visit Little League online at littleleague.org. Matt, a Hurricane 9-0 victory, but it was a closer game throughout the first 3.5. Hurricane putting 2 on the board in that bottom of the first inning as the first 4 batters all reached on 4 singles, and they were able to get 1 run on an RBI single from Zane Quentrell, and the other run came on a bases-loaded walk to Brady Coleman. Hurricane with the early lead, but hey, still very early. Jefferson with plenty of time.
Yeah, scoreless through the second and the top of the third. Then Hurricane would get a run on the inside the park home run by Carson Odell. Did he have a good game or what? 3 hits for him, and you're still looking at a 3-0 game in Little League Baseball. That is nothing, and then Jefferson just still scoreless in the top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th is when it got really, really ugly, and this game broke wide open.
Yeah, how about 9 batters coming to the plate in that bottom of the 4th inning, and the first batter actually made an out. Wesley Sutton with that ground ball up the middle, in which Ryan Kelly, right behind the bag, made a sliding stop, got got to his feet and threw him out. You thought, all right, maybe good things are to come, right? Nope. Then it was Carson Odell getting a home run. Then Weston Smith with a double. Zane Quintrell with a walk after a line out to center for the second out of the inning. A walk to Brady Coleman, then a bases-loaded walk to Brady Rigney. That led to Keegan Sack coming to the plate, and he delivered the grand slam home run that really put the nail in the coffin, if you will, as that made it a 9-0 score. It was a fly out to right that ended that half inning, but Jefferson never really able to threaten in that top half of inning number 6. Got a leadoff single from Connor Smith, but then a double play ground ball and a pop out quickly brought the game to a close. Hurricane moves on. Jefferson wraps up their postseason, 7 wins and 3 losses, and they will go 3-2 in 5 games here at the state tournament. Well, we'll wrap up our coverage as we look at the numbers from this one and have some final analysis from here in South Charleston after this 1-minute timeout. It is Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
We only make home loans, so we better be good at it. And we are. It's that simple. With our focus solely on mortgage lending, you can come to us with peace of mind knowing that your mortgage loan is in good hands. As one of the nation's largest private lenders, our focus is on helping you get into your new home.
Let's wrap it up as we bring you some numbers from this one here this evening. We will start with the pitching totals for Jefferson. In the start, it was Tanner Lukens going 3 1/3 innings, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits, 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. He will take the loss. Cole Smith in relief, 4 runs allowed on a hit in 1/3 of an inning, no strikeouts, 3 walks. Jackson Earl, 1 run on 2 hits in 1 1/3 innings, no strikeouts, no walks. Weston Smith in the start gets the win for Hurricane. He went 5 innings, no runs allowed on 4 hits, 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. And then Zane Quintrell comes in to close it out. 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. For Jefferson, 5 hits in the ballgame. Sam Hefner had an infield single. Ryan Kelly added an infield single as well. Connor Smith had a walk and a single. There was a single for Brady Roberts and an infield base hit for Jackson Earl. Problem is, Matt, you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 innings, 1 hit each. The 4th inning, the only inning in which they went 3 up and 3 down, couldn't find a way to string hits together to produce runs.
And when you look at all those singles, not an extra base hit to their credit today, and a lot of those infield singles.
3 of them.
So not even a chance to find a gap somewhere and try to stretch a double or a single into a double. So just didn't quite have the offense today. And you and I talking about it in the break. It's a lot of baseball to play in a short amount of time, and unfortunately at this level of baseball, 4 runs over the course of 4 days isn't going to win you too many baseball games.
Meanwhile, Hurricane pounded out 10 hits. Wesley Sutton had a single and a run scored. Carson Odell, he went 3 for 4, a couple of singles, that inside the park home run, a run scored and a run driven in. Weston Smith goes 2 for 4. He had a single, a double, and 2 runs scored. Zane Quintrell had an RBI single, a walk, and a run scored. It was an RBI base on balls for Brady Coleman. How about the number 6 spot in the order between Coleman and Holland? They were 0 for 0 with 3 walks. There was a single in this ball game as well for Ashton Childs, an RBI base on balls and a run score for Brady Rigney. And then Keegan Sack, he had arguably 2 of the bigger hits of the game. He had an RBI single in the 3rd that stretched that lead out to 3-0, and then the grand slam home run in the 4th inning that made it a 9-0 score, and that would be your final. Final totals look like this. For Hurricane, 9 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They left 7-4 in scoring position. For Jefferson, no runs on 5 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 6, 5 in scoring position. Smith the win, Lukens the loss. Time of the game, 1 hour, 43 minutes. Hurricane is now 8-1 overall in the postseason, 3-1 in this state tournament, and they will move on to the championship game tomorrow night. More on that in just a moment. Jefferson wrapping up their postseason 7-3. 3-2 in this state tournament. And Matt, certainly nothing for them to hang their heads over. I know this loss hurts right now, but they had a very strong postseason run.
They had a very strong postseason run, and there's several events that we got to cover in this postseason that are going to be memories that they'll keep for a long time and think back in years to come and think, hey, remember we had that combined no-hitter and the tough day that it was with the lightning delay and then the power going out of the ball field, and we still came out the next day and had that no-hitter. Remember the back-to-back days we shut out our opponents. And even going back to the area and district tournaments, remember that tough one they had to grind out against Martinsburg in that district championship game and only held on by a run, allowing Martinsburg to score 6 in that 6th inning. So there's a lot of things you're going to look back on and go, man, this was a fun summer to play baseball, and still a lot of baseball left in these guys' life. I mean, this is a younger team. So a lot of 11-year-olds that'll be right back here next year, and then some guys moving on to the junior and senior league and not too far away from playing high school baseball. So nothing to hang your head about. I know this one hurts right now, but it's still you're still young in your baseball careers.
Your final again, Hurricane 9, Jefferson nothing, and that means Hurricane advances to face Man. They fell to Man just last night by a 3-2 final, so we'll see if Hurricane can mount a rally, as they would now have to win back-to-back games against Man in order to claim that state championship. Man just needs to win one of the next 2, and that first state title opportunity will be tomorrow evening right back here at 6 o'clock. And then, of course, a Hurricane win means they'll come right back out on Friday night for that ultimate championship game. And as we mentioned earlier, Man is in the year that is the 50th anniversary of a state runner-up finish all the way back in 1969. It would be interesting to see if they can pull it off and win their first ever state championship.
Yeah, and I wish we could preview that one a little bit more, but we know nothing about Man. It's one of the few teams we didn't get to see down here in any of these games, so we can say we saw Hurricane and know that that they're going to have a pretty good young stud on the mound tomorrow, most likely, and it should be a good game. Man, one of those teams, similar to Hurricane, haven't scored a whole lot of runs in this postseason, so I expect a low-scoring, a well-pitched ball game.
We will have to keep an eye on it and find out how that one plays out as our coverage of Little League All-Star Tournament Baseball now wraps up as Jefferson is eliminated here this evening. That means next up for us, keep it tuned. Coming at the end of August, it's the start of high school football. Well, thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of Little League All-Star action, especially the opportunity to follow Jefferson here to this state tournament. We want to thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks goes out to Mr. Ernie Jones, administrator of this tournament here in Charleston, and all the staff and the folks here at Little Creek Park for their help and hospitality with our game broadcast throughout the week. Our studio engineer is Logan Nichols. For Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, saying your final score in this one tonight, it's Hurricane 9 and Jefferson nothing. Until football. So long, everyone.
We thank you for listening to live play-by-play coverage of Little League All-Star Baseball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, Bechtel Jewelers, Delegate Sammy Brown, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Berkeley County Health Department, Procter & Gamble, Delegate Paul Espinosa, Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, and Skinner Law Firm.
Little League All-Star Baseball is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR, Martinsburg. All rights reserved.
The first time
Yeah, I'll pay some money for that hope.
All right, so as you discussed in the first hour of the show, Angels outfielder Mike